Hello everyone. If you are in or around the football stadium architectural community, or the Norwegian football community, or the football geography community, or, you get the idea. You've probably seen this stadium. It's called the Henningsvær Football Stadium, or Football Stadion if you say it in the Norwegian way. But anyway, it's a really cool stadium in the middle of a giant mountainous canyon. It's in Norway, and a bunch of YouTubers have already gone to it and played football there and talked about it a lot. I think most of us just look at this picture and go, hey, that looks pretty cool, and just move on with our day. But I looked at this image the other day and wondered why and how it got there. How did the small fishing village of Henningsvær get this football stadium in such a precarious place? How did they construct this infrastructure? Who were the people behind it, and how it affected and still affects this town and the entire country of Norway? So now, to truly understand this place, I'm going to fly there right now. No. I don't have the funds for that yet. But maybe if you subscribe and like the video, I might be able to go to a place like that and record and share the experience with you one day in the distant future. Anyway, to understand this incredible and amazing stadium, what we have to do is go back. Oh yeah, I took that from Lewis GLM. Sorry, Lewis, but still, you should definitely check out his channel because he talks about a lot of interesting football commentary and he does a lot of interesting football content. So you should definitely check him out. His videos are great. Anyway, play the intro. Okay, so first we need to look at the actual town. Henningsvær is a small fishing village located in the Lofoten Islands in northern Norway, which is here. And it's a very sea-based culture. The village began to develop in the early 1800s as a seasonal fishing settlement, mainly because of the rich cod fishing grounds nearby. In the winter months, fishermen from all across the entire region of northern Norway would travel there for the Lofoten cod fishery, one of the most important fisheries in Norwegian history. As fishing grew, Henningsvær slowly became a permanent settlement. By the late 1800s and early 1900s, the small settlement had developed into one of the largest fishing villages in the Lofoten Islands, with wooden houses, docks, and traditional fishermen cabins called rowerbuers, built on small rocky islands. Before I continue, I just want to say that I am so sorry for mispronouncing any traditional Norwegian words. I am also sorry in advance for the rest of this video, as my pronunciation skills still need some work. I'm so sorry for the troubled Norwegian viewers, and I will try to improve with each video. Also, if there are any Norwegian viewers who would like to help me with my pronunciation of some words, please write it down in the comments, and I will try to read them and use them in the future to help my Norwegian pronunciation. Anyway, back to the video. The village layout spread across several islets connected by bridges, giving Henningsvær a very cool and interesting look. If you look at the town through Google Maps, you can kind of see the spread of infrastructure across. Well, I'm very sorry, guys, for the pronunciation, but Bjergmanskjolmen, Hemoya, the area around Henningsvær town, Hellensoya, where the stadium is, I'll talk more about this islet later, Vaktushoya, Lilje Vaktushoya, and so much more. Sorry, guys, for the pronunciation. I will try my best to get better. It's just, my Norwegian pronunciation isn't the best so far. Later on, in the 1950s, or 1960s, or 1970s, 7, the northern part of Norway industrialized, including Henningsvær and the surrounding islets. They got better boats, roads, and infrastructure, which kind of lowered the need for seasonal fishing migration, which made fishing more efficient. The population later declined through industrialization, as many moved in search of better opportunities down south. Many moved to bigger, more economic cities in the south, like Oslo, Bergen, Sandnes, Trondheim, and more. Although, even after this loss in population, Henningsvær shifted their focus to other cool things besides fishing, like tourism, art, and culture. Now, in the present day, Henningsvær is known for its fishing, but it's also known for its galleries, cafes, and iconic football stadium, which we will get into right about... what time is it? 3, 2, 1, now! Okay, so I kind of went on a small, minuscule tangent about the history of the town's economy and infrastructure. Sorry for the trouble. But now we are going to start on what you came here for, to hear about the football stadium. The original stadium was built for, the Henningsvær Football Club, also known as HIL. There isn't really a specific time when the stadium was built, but it was around about a bit after the footy team was founded on January 1st, 1946. So probably like the 1950s or 60s or 70s.
6, 7!
Anyway, they are a pretty small amateur club now, but they were pretty big before. Right now they play in the guys. They right now play in the Hålogaland Fotballkrets, which translates to Hålogaland Football District or League. And yeah, they seem like a pretty cool club. So if you're interested in this club, you should definitely check them out like below. I have some links like from my research in the description. So if you guys want to learn more about this club, you should definitely check some of my links out. If you are interested by this research, you can check anything that you would like to research more about in the description. You can read more about the stadium after this video. Yeah, so that brings us to a conclusion on like when it was built. But now we are going to talk about why it was built. And this stadium was built for a very good reason. It was to give HIL a good playing ground to play and train. But it's also a good public field for the community of Henningsvær. This field is also really a representation of the really cool Henningsvær community. The entire structure was built and designed by local members of the area, which I think is actually like really cool. The designs were made by local residents and really avid fans of HIL, while the construction and budget were handled by the club and villagers of Henningsvær at the time, which helps us understand how and why it was built. You might ask yourself why the Henningsvær Football Stadium was built on this separate island, away from the rest of the islands. One reason was because putting it there is absolutely epic. Thank you for watching the video, and no, I'm just kidding. But that is probably one of the reasons, even if it was kind of a small reason why they put it there. But the main reason this structure was built on the islet of Helensøya, where the stadium sits on, is because of geography. So it's time to learn Norwegian geography now! Does anybody get that reference? Comment down below if you get that reference. I know I say this reference all the time, but it's a very cool reference. Anyway, firstly, the town of Henningsvær is on the Lofoten Islands, which is known for its uneven and difficult to build on ground and bedrock. If they were to build a soccer field on the main island, they would have to flatten much more difficult to flatten ground or find flat ground and destroy houses. Destroying houses is not really nice to do, especially for something that's part of the community, so there really was only one option, and that option was to build on the southern area of Helensøya Island. But the island isn't that far, so it's okay, and it's not the worst thing to build over there as well. Continuing on, even if Helensøya Island is comparatively flat for field construction, they still had to do a lot of things to make this field a proper playing field, as this land was still like covered in bedrock and pretty like unflat and uneven. They had to use a bunch of cool methods to get this field in place that I will be saying right now. Firstly, they had to blast the bedrock on the land, as even if it was the easiest land to build on in town, it was still very uneven at the time. Then they leveled the land through many methods. They used a bunch of like different complicated architectural methods to like flatten the land with like a bunch of dirt and stuff, and that's how they kind of got the land to resemble a soccer field and look like how it does today. After they began putting proper structures in place with planning and then flooring the entire ground, they began to put astroturf. Lastly, they put like goalposts, lights, and they drew lines to help make the field like a whole proper playing field with proper lines and stuff. They also added like other miscellaneous things around the stadium, so it also increased like the cost and stuff, but it still made the stadium like much more of like a community area. I'm guessing after all of this work, the construction project was done in about 3 to 4 months after planning, which brings me to the final question I had at the start. How did this architecturally amazing stadium impact the Henningsvær village area, the Lofoten Islands, and Norway as a whole? And how did the stadium change Norwegian football? Firstly, the stadium did a lot of things for Henningsvær and the surrounding communities on the Lofoten Islands. This stadium gave the people in these communities a local ground to play some football, a community center, and even a third place. You might be wondering what a third place is. If you haven't watched as many urban planning videos as I have, you might not know what a third place is. A third place is basically just a place that's not home or work/school, where you can just relax or have a bit of fun. Examples include like diners, parks, gyms, football fields, and like other things of that sort. Anyway, later on, this field also gave the local residents a local identity and tourism. Later in the 21st century, as many people noticed this field for its picturesque location. This also helps us understand how the field helped Norway and its football journey. This field also became a national symbol for Norwegian football, as well as Henningsvær's football. This field also brought tourism to the Lofoten Islands. Even if a lot of tourism happened in Lofoten Islands, it was because of the mountains and like the other natural hiking spots. But I think this field was still a massive part of the tourism in that area, and especially in Henningsvær, which helps me conclude the video. Me and everybody watching figured out a lot about the stadium, how it was built, when it was built, what it was for, and how it impacted the local and regional area. I also think that overall, we learned some interesting facts and cool stuff about the Henningsvær Idrettslag Stadium and how it relates to the Lofoten Islands. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of your day and have a wonderful time. Also, remember to subscribe, as I'll be doing a face reveal at 500 subscribers. And I might be doing some real life content once I hit 500 subscribers. So if you want me to do anything like specific in real life, definitely put it down in the comments and I'll see some of your amazing ideas. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks for watching. And I should probably make like an ending. Like, you know how like MatPat has and that's just a theory, a game theory at the end of his video. I should probably include something like that. Put it down in the comments, like any ideas you guys have for stuff I can say at the end of my videos. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching.